Stop making this mistake when you're lifting.
Oh, well, pardon me, Mr. Perfect!
New lifters, experienced lifters even, everybody makes this mistake every now and again. What mistake am I talking about? The mistake of misloading the bar.
No, anything but that.
So let's real quick address two things. Number one, how to notice it right away when it happens. And number two, even better, how to prevent it from happening in the first place. First, how do we notice it when it's happened? Well, there's two ways to do this really. Ideally, if you're training with someone else, ask them to do a bar math check. Let's say you're gearing up for your work set, you really don't want to get this wrong. Ask them to do a bar math check. Ask them, hey, what is the weight on the bar? Don't tell them what it should be, just ask them to do the math. If they get the same answer that you do, good chance it's the right weight on the bar. The second way, and this is how it usually happens, is it goes something like this. You're gonna load up 155 pounds. You did 150 last time, it's 155 today, so you're loading up your bar. You're at 135, you've got plates on each side, and you tell yourself, okay, I need 20 more pounds to get to 155. So instead of grabbing a 10 for each side, your brain says, hey, I need 20 pounds. So you accidentally put 20 pounds on this side, 2 10s, and then you put 20 pounds on this side. And then you do your first set and it's 175 pounds, only you don't know it, and it is the worst set of your life. Maybe you get through it, ignorance is sometimes power in this case, and maybe you don't get through it, but the end result is you get done and you're like, oh my goodness, that was far more difficult than expected. Or maybe you finish a set and it was far easier than expected. That's your check. When you have those thoughts, check the bar math. Sometimes you're just having a rough day lifting, in which case, suck it up, buttercup, that's the weight on the bar. Sometimes you're having a great day lifting, in which case, go ahead and celebrate. But very often it's because the bar math is wrong. So that's one way to check for a misload. All right, second part, better yet, how do we prevent a misload from happening in the first place?
Well, it's really quite simple.
It has everything to do with how you do your bar math, how you add plates onto the bar. And the key is, do not do the math one plate at a time.
That doesn't make sense.
In other words, if you're putting a 25 on each side and a 25 on the other side, let's say you've got 135 pounds on the bar and you're putting a 25 on this side and a 25 on the other side. And so you add 25 on this side and you're like, all right, that's 135 plus 25, so I'm at 160. And then you put a 25 on this side and you're like, all right, I'm at 185. You might get it right, but very often you won't. You've had to deal with two numbers along the way, adding two numbers onto an already kind of large number, 135 to begin with. And then you got to keep track of 160 along the way. And 160 doesn't matter at all. You're not lifting 160, so don't do it that way. Always add the plates together in your head first. Smash those two 25s together. You do that, you get 50, which by the way is a nice number because it ends in 0. And now you get to add 50 to 135. That's much easier math. 135 plus 50, I get 185. So always add the plates together first in your head and then add that total weight to the bar. If you're adding a 10 on each side, don't think of it as adding a 10 and then adding another 10. Put the 10s together in your head. I've got 20. Now I'm putting the 10s on each side because I got 20 pounds to add to the bar. That's what takes me from my 135 to 155. So you get the idea. If you like this, we'll see you in the next video in our Common Mistakes That New Lifters Make series. And as always, we hope this helps you get stronger and live better.